Hi, we're back, and this is for my favorite part of the Essentrics program. So if you're just joining us and you're just going to do the chair, what I do is I recommend doing a nice warm-up, say walk around your house or walk around outside or after your walk, something where you've done something to get your heart rate up so that the muscles are going and your ligaments are going to move a little better. So do a nice warm-up, or you can do the warm-up that I did with either of the videos that I've sent previously. So do a good warm-up and then come back and join us. And I'm going to get started. So you can use your kitchen chair, any solid chair. You want to make sure it's a solid chair, please not a swivel chair, or you're going to be doing eccentrics all over the place. But a nice solid chair that's got a back that you can hang on to. I do also recommend that your chair be on a yoga mat because it keeps it from sliding, because we're going to be hanging onto the chair and doing a fair amount of movement, so you want to make sure that your chair is going to stay nice and stable. So we're going to start with our chair facing with the back toward us. So you can get a chair. I'm just going to make sure that at least two of the legs are on the back of the chair. And I'm going to get our music started here. I'll set my music right here so I can change it if I need to. So hanging onto the chair. So the first thing, there we go. I've got to change it over. So hanging onto the chair, we're going to work through our feet. So making sure that the balls of your or the heels of your feet are glued together. Our feet are really important because our feet are sort of how we interpret the earth whenever we move. So every footstep you take, that is going to send messages up to your body as to how things are to react. So if the muscles aren't strong and if they're not stable, then you're not going to have the same type of resilience or that bounce in your footsteps. So we tend to be in the wintertime, especially, we've got shoes around our feet all the time. So our feet don't have they don't have to do much to strengthen on their own. So this is crucial to just your well-being and your overall energy throughout the day. So standing, hanging onto the back of the chair. So when you come up, we're going to raise the heels. When you come up on your calf raise, you want to come right up onto the balls of the feet. You want to even use your toes, because you want even the muscles in our toes to strengthen. And slowly lower down. So we're going to do about 8 of these. Keeping the heels glued together, right up on the tippy toes. Push, 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 push with the toes. So you're integrating all through the foot. So many bones. Between our feet and our hands, we have about half of the bones in our body. So these things are really important to make sure we've got not only range of motion, but strength. I think we've done 3. So we're taking your time with this, doing it nice and slow to make sure that you really work. Come up onto your toes. And again, with Essentrics, you work through your own range of motion. If any time you feel that you need to take a break, you take a break. I think this is 5. Nice and tall. Lift up through the body. 6, 7, and 8. Okay. Now, this time, bend the knees. Come up onto the toes. Straighten the legs and lower. Bend the knees. Lift up onto the toes. Straighten and lower. Bend, lift, straighten, and down. So with this bent knee, we're getting into a muscle that's called the soleus, which is underneath our large calf muscle. We're also integrating the large calf muscle, the gastrocnemius. But the soleus tends to be the weaker link, so it's nice to get that guy in, to get him strengthened too. You're only strong as your weakest link. I think this is 7. One more. Bend the knees, lift, straighten, and bend. Now the next one is one I really like. Lift the heels, bend, and bring your knees forward so you're really onto the balls of your feet. Now straighten and come down. So lift the heels, come forward. So you're bringing the knees forward, straighten, and come down. Lift the heels, come forward, straighten, and down. Mac's crying because I've taken his mat. Come forward, straighten, and down. I think this is 6. I get talking. Come forward, straighten, and down. And then I forget what number I'm at. This is going to be 7. And can you feel the feet? We're nearly done. straighten, and down. Good work. Okay, so for the next one, we're going to take our chair and we're going to bring it forward. So you're going to stand beside the chair, just off and back a little bit, taking your outside leg. So you can see I can still grab onto the back of the chair. I'm going to take my outside leg and I'm going to bend the knee and bring it onto the chair. So it's nearly as if you're bending the leg as if you're trying to, and you've got your outside leg, not the inside, you've got your outside leg. So nearly as if you were going to check and see what you stepped on outside. Especially in the springtime, you can step on some interesting things. So from here, keeping this leg nice and bent, just start to rotate the hips. So this is the part of Essentrics that I think nearly everybody falls in love with. So you're just rotating the hips up and down, like you're making a smiley face with your hips. So welcome back, everybody. Glad you joined me. I really miss this. I have found the chair part I haven't done, I think since the last class that I taught when we were all together. So I really find that my hips have missed this. I need this so much. So I'm so glad that we've made it and everybody's doing this again. You're going to feel wonderful after this. And down. Now lunge in, straighten. Now if you feel any stress on the knees, sometimes if people have bad knees, this sort of lunge in and out can be a little testy, especially with your leg externally rotated. So again, work within your range of motion. You want to feel till it comes to tension, not pain. So you're going to find those lovely little edges in our joints and in our hips that just need that little bit of visiting to make us feel so much better. Because sometimes the smallest things that can make you feel really better. And straighten. We're going to do one more. And come back in. Oh yeah, so you're getting right through the front of this other hip as you come in. And back. Pull the hips back. Pull, 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 pull. Okay, now tuck the hips in and under, going into what's called that neutral C. So you tuck the tailbone in and under, push the belly button to the backbone, and now release the tailbone up towards the ceiling. Tuck it in, and you can bend in a little bit at the knee, and then as you bring it up to the ceiling, you can straighten through a little bit through the leg. So you're getting a little bit in through the outside of the hip. Bend it in, tuck it in, straighten and pull back, and tuck it in, and pull back. Good. Okay, so now let's do the other side. So I'm just going to take my chair. I just turn it around to the other side of me. And take the outside leg again. You're going to take it and place it on the chair so the knee is out. And again, just start to do that nice smiley face. If you need to hang on to the chair with both hands, you can do that. Some chairs may have an arm. You can sort of, this leg is sort of winding in around the arm, so you might want to hang on to the arm of the chair. I don't have arms on my chair today. Didn't want to sort of block your vision of what you're doing. So up, 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 up. And you can lower the chest down. As you lower your chest down, you're going to really feel it come into the outside of the hips. As you lower the hip down, you can bend the knee and sort of sit back, up. So again, within your range of motion, whatever's best for you. Okay, so let's lunge in, lunge in, lunge in, lunge in, and now pull back. Again, watching to feel how the knee is. We're trying to get into the hip mostly with this. Come on in, and lunge back. This should feel really good. I've missed this so much. In, and back. And last time, here we come in, and back. Now the neutral C, tuck the tailbone in and under, belly button towards the backbone. Now lift the tailbone up towards the sky. You can straighten through the leg a little bit. Bending through the knee, tailbone tucks in under, belly button push, 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 and back. So with this neutral C, you want the shoulders to sort of come down towards the hips. You don't want to bend the shoulders forward. So it's just the shoulders, the belly. Basically, you're taking your belly button and pushing it back, and then letting that tailbone come up. Belly button comes in, and push it up. Let's do one more. One more. Belly button in, and back. Good. Okay. So let's take the chair. I'm going to just Keep it here, and I'm going to come to the side, I'm going to face the chair. So placing one foot on the chair. So you want it right on the chair. So we're just going to move in and back. Now this time as you come in, lift the heel up. Now go into that neutral seat, tucking the tailbone in and under, drop, 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 drop towards that back knee, towards the floor. So don't hinge forward, try and stay nice and tall and lifted, because we're trying to create this length through the hip as we drop the knee down. Now press the heel down and release. Come on in, lift the heel. Tuck the tailbone, that neutral seat, belly button, belly button. Now drop, 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 drop. Knee straight towards the floor. And press the heel down like you're squeezing an orange. Release. You're gonna do one more. Come on in. Lift the heel. Tuck the tailbone in and under. Drop. Drop, 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 drop. And press the heel down. Good. We're getting into the psoas in here, one of the muscles that flexes our hips. So every time you walk, you're flexing your hips. Let's go to the other side. Place the foot on. Come on in. And you can hang on to the chair with both hands or one arm, one back. Okay, lift the heel. Neutral C, tuck it in, drop. Drop, 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 drop. Press the heel down. Good, release. Come on in. Lift the heel, neutral C, drop, 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 drop. See if you can go a little bit further this time and press. You should feel it, you'll feel it a little bit through the quads. You should be feeling it sort of into the front of the hip. And back. Come on in again. Neutral C, tuck it in, drop it down, drop down, 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 and press, and release. Okay, so let's switch legs, and just place the foot on here. Just do it, we're just gonna point the toe, and we're just gonna move the hips. Now, if you need to hang on to the chair, you can. We're just gonna work this, just a little bit of movement for the hamstrings, because we're gonna be doing a little more intense work with them later. So just move it around, move it around. Keep the toe pointed. Toe is pointed, pointed, pointed. And you're hinged forward a little bit. Good. Now let's switch feet. Now I must be really stiff. I really haven't done these for a long time, so I can tell. Normally I could probably try and do this hinged forward, but I think I need to hang on to the chair. So you can hang on to it. Try not to round your back though. Try and keep the back nice and straight as you do this. I don't know where mine is. But if you hang on to the arm of the chair, as long as you can keep your spine nice and straight through this. Because once I round through the spine, I'm not working through the leg. I'm working, the spine is all rounded, so I'm not going to stretch through the leg. As soon as I hinge from the hips, you can see I'm going to lengthen that muscle that comes in and attaches to my pelvis. Okay, good. Okay, so we're going to put our foot back on the chair. And we're just going to come forward, lunge the weight forward, 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 and lunge back. Keep the toe pointed. Come in forward. You got it. Feel it? Feel it in your calf. You're getting it through your calf in this. And then once we go straight, you're going to feel it in through the hamstring, hopefully, of this guy. And forward. We're going to do this 3 times. Good. Now keep the toe pointed and move the hips around. Wow. Feel that in the hamstrings. This is what we were warming the hamstrings up for. You can really feel it now. Lift and down. Lift and down. The hamstrings can be really funny fellows. Now, again, you got to really watch tension, not pain here. They can be really funny guys. They don't like you to be really tough on them. They don't, and flex the foot now and do the same thing. So hamstrings don't like to be manhandled. They don't like you to be really rough with them. They tend to be really tight anyway. Some people have hamstrings that are like guitar strings. So now we've been moving the hip up and down. Now just rotate the foot. So now we're moving, you can tell we're moving within that hip joint. So we're not moving the hip joint, we're moving within it. A couple more. Now point the toe and move the hips again. So for those of you who've done chair with me before, you're going to find there's a couple little differences in this one. You'll find a lot of familiarities. Come on back. Again, good sturdy chair. Thank goodness that just tipped a little bit on me. So point the toe, move the hips in. So you're going to extend through here. So you've got this nice facial opening through that one side of the body. And stretch back. So now you've got that facial opening through the back side of the other side of the body. So this is really great. If you've heard anything about myofascial release or facial movement patterns, this is a really nice exercise here. Because all of our muscles are all interconnected. The muscles from our head are interconnected right to the muscles on our feet. So things that you do with your neck or your head actually can affect how things can be moving and reacting in your feet. Okay, now keep the toe pointed, and you can hang on to the chair. If you've got an arm of a chair, you might be able to get better range of motion. Keep this knee soft as you just move the whole joint. So we're moving, you can tell we're moving the whole hip joint. Now flex the foot. You're going to feel a little difference once we flex the foot. Maybe not as much tension on the front of the shin. Good. Good, good, good. You feel this? Yeah, great to work through the hamstrings. And rotate. So the hamstrings are about 3/4 as strong as the quadriceps. So they tend to be your weak link. And when we sit, especially if you're sitting watching a lot of stuff lately, you're shortening your hamstrings. So once they shorten, they're going to pull your pelvis down. You know those people that look like they have that rounded back? That's usually the type of person that has really tight hamstrings. So we want to be able to let that spine release and go into a nice neutral pattern. Good. Okay. Now rotate a little bit, point the toe and do that rotation within of the joint. Lifting up and down, lifting up and down, and up and down. Good. Okay, so we've got both sides. So now we're going to do one of my favorite ones is standing. So you're going to stand with your hips to beside the front of the chair, taking your outside leg and placing it on the chair. So this is nice because you got, and rotate that foot on the floor to the back leg of the chair. So here, we're going to lift the same arm up as that foot that's on there. Lift the hip up, and now drop it down, down, down. Feeling that whole length again, that whole facial pattern. Lift it up, lift it down, down, down. Keep the arm back. Arm right beside your ear. Lift it up and lift it down, down, down. Now if you did this and the arm was forward, you'll really notice right away that you're not getting the same effect out of this. Okay, so now if you can, take both arms up. Now reach up towards the sky, pull the arms back, hinge forward at the hips. Reach out, push back, and hinge forward. Reach out, push back, hinge forward. Good, and now release. Okay, so the same arm, this opposite arm of the leg that's on the chair, rotate the foot on the floor so it's facing behind you, so it's facing back. So you've got one foot facing forward, one foot facing back, and you just take the arm back and just rotate back. So we're just getting a nice stretch. Bring it over and back, rotating back, looking back, if you can hang on here, and up and over, and back. So you're going to feel this probably all through the adductors, the inside of the leg, coming forward and coming back. Come back, rotate forward. Now the same arm as the leg, lift it up. Lift it right up to the sky. Push the hip down. Now reach towards the foot. Inhale, reach further. Bend the bottom knee. Reach towards the floor. Reach, reach, reach. Inhale, reach further. Reach back behind. Inhale, and you'll probably be able to rotate more than me. I've got a stone wall here. And exhale, reach further. Good. Bring it up. Inhale. Exhale, drop the hip down. Reach for the toe. Inhale, and reach further. Bend the bottom knee. Reach to the floor. Try and reach, 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 reach. Inhale, and reach further. And rotating back. Inhale, and reach further. Good, and bring it up. Okay, so now let's go to the other side. How's that hip feel after doing that one? Feel a difference? A lot more mobility. Really great to work through these, all the muscles that surround the hip, the muscles on the quads, the hamstrings. So again, that outside leg comes across the body and it's coming onto the chair. So the same arm as the leg goes up, lift the hip up. So notice how I don't tilt. I'm really activating through the muscles, in through my core muscles, lift it up. Now drop it down, down. Keep that arm back beside your ear. Don't bring it forward. Lift it up. Lift long, 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 long. Lift the hip up. And now drop it down, down, down. Okay, now, if you can balance, if you want to hang on with one hand, you can. If you can, release both hands, so you can still hang on to the chair as the option. Inhale, exhale, push the arms back. Hinge forward. Inhale, exhale, push the arms back. Lean forward. Inhale, exhale, push both arms back and come forward. And slowly up. Good. And release. Now the foot that's on the floor, rotate it back so it's facing back behind you. And you've got the other foot on the chair. Reach back behind you. Lift the arm over the ear towards the toe. Reach back behind. I'm having trouble with the wall here. Over the ear, and last time back behind, and over the ear. Release. Bring the other hand up, bring the foot in around. Again, always make sure that the foot is in line with your knee. Lift the arm up, lift the hips up, drop them down, and you can just do a little pull over to the side. Now reach for the toe. Inhale, and exhale, reach further. Good. Reach for the floor, bending that bottom knee to get a little bit more out of this. Inhale, exhale, and reach further. Rotating back. Inhale, exhale, and reach further. And up and over. Lean in a bit. Drop the hip down, down, down. Inhale, exhale further. Reach for the toe. Inhale, exhale, and reach further. Bend the knee. Down to the floor, inhale, exhale, and further, and rotate back. Now, I'm hitting a wall here, but you're gonna reach right back. Inhale, exhale, and further. Excellent. So now take that foot down, and just sort of a little bit of, figure out how that feels. Now bring the chair, turn it around, so that you can hang on to the back. So I'm gonna come to the side here. We're going to do a quad stretch. If you need a towel or a strap, you can use that. I'm just going to bring my foot up, but if you can't reach your foot, use a strap. So bring the knee down so that you can see that both knees are parallel. So one is in line with the other. So it's not hinged. You don't want to be hinged at the hips. You want to lift up through the hips. Now pull the knee back. Release, and you can hinge a bit at the hips here now. Now lift up through the spine, push the hips forward, draw the knee back. And release, we're going to do this one more. Lift, pull the knee back, push the hip forward. Nice quad stretch. And let's switch sides. So the same thing on the other side, grabbing onto the ankle. It's like you're drawing a line on the floor. So if you're really tight, the knee may want to be out to the side. Try and pull it straight down to the floor. Whoops. Yeah, I shouldn't have done that, lost my balance. Draw a straight line down to the floor. Lift up through the chest. Push the hip forward. Now draw the knee back. And release. That line across the floor. Pull the knee back. Lift to push the hips forward. And release. And last time, pull the knee back. Open, 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 open. Drawing the shoulder down. And release. Good. Okay, so one of my really nice release stretches, you're going to really feel this all through this whole lateral line, is standing with the inside hand hanging onto the back of the chair. Bring the arm up and over your ear. So not ahead, right over your ear. So you're lifted up nice and tall. Now push the hip out. So this is a nice side stretch. Release. Bring the arm down. Lift it up over your head. Push the hips out and release. Bring it down and lift. Draw the hips out and over, right over your ear. So you want it right over your ear there, and release. Good. Now we're going to bring We're gonna bend the knees, cross the outside leg over the inside leg. So your legs are crossed, so outside leg over the inside leg. So the leg that's on the outside is in front. We're gonna lift the arm up as before. Now push the hips out. So this is gonna get into the IT band. You can wiggle around a little bit here, find where it is, and release. And you'll notice again with all these chair movements, we keep the muscles moving. We want the fascia to release. We want things to relax. We want the connective tissue to react to this and to open and allow for greater range of motion and release. And plus it helps keep the body fairly warm so that your muscles and your ligaments and your joints even are going to react a lot better if they're warm, and release. Okay, so let's go to the other side. Turn the chair around. There we go. So we're going to start with a side stretch. So feet parallel, and you've got a fair distance from the chair. Lift the arm over your ear. Push the hips out. Oh, this side is really tight on me. And release. And we'll find that usually, think about which side it is that's tight. And I know I've been doing some raking and some spring cleaning. And even though I'm left-handed, I'm right-handed with a lot of the movements that I do. So I notice this right side is a lot tighter than my left. And you'll notice that because you often initiate things with one side of your body. So that side of the body can become very tight. Okay, now take the leg, cross it over. So you got your legs crossed, lift the arm up over your ear, push the hips out, 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 out. Keep the heels down, don't let the heels come up. They're gonna wanna lift here. Keep that heel down. So both feet on the floor, push the hip out, getting in through that whole nice line, all down through the lats, all down through the side of the body, hopefully into what's called your IT band. Release, and up and over, almost there, and release. Now, hanging on to the back of the chair, I'm just going to move it forward a little bit here. Hang on to the back of the chair, straighten through the arms so you've got yourself fairly back, and just release through here. So this is getting all through your lats, muscles that run from your low back, and right up into your arms. And now walk in, so you're tucked in a little bit. Now neutral C, tailbone towards the ceiling. Neutral C, tailbone up, neutral C, and tailbone up. And just wiggle it around a little bit here. See how they feel, how your hips are doing. Slowly walk it in. And thank you so much for joining me for the chair portion of Essentrics. I hope that everyone stays well. I'll probably be in touch. I'm going to be doing some other stuff that's going to come out maybe later this week. So take care. There you go. Friends forever. Thanks.